For the reason I've mentioned before about the danger of the musket going off accidentally, troops generally do not carry their guns loaded. If you've just heard the order, it is prime and load, which is to withdraw a cartridge and begin the loading process. And many people ask, why do we stand in tight formations? It looks like a fantastic target. The real meaning of standing in a tight formation like that is not to be a target, it is to present as big a cloud of bullets towards the enemy as possible. Because the guns are inefficient, the probability at this range, despite all those muskets being fired, there probably were no casualties on the other side. Bullets are whizzing all over the place in a big cloud, and only if somebody steps in front of those bullets will they become a casualty. Someone who had a lot of time on their hands in the 20th century calculated that only one person ever got hit by up to 300 shots fired at him. Far to your right, the 2nd New Hampshire is engaging British troops, and now they are falling back. On the morning of the 7th of July, 1777, the light infantry made contact first. To their horror, they found out that the Americans were well placed, and with those breastworks in place, had natural defenses. General Fraser was quite confident of his troops, is going to learn to his dismay that he may have bitten off more than he could chew by attacking this position. The troops to your right falling back towards us have adopted an open order. It gives each individual a little bit more flexibility. There's room in the ranks, less of a target. If you notice, the men in the middle are actually laying on their backs, loading their muskets, which is not an easy feat. Troops in the center representing the 11th Massachusetts have adopted a company formation in 2 platoons. We're firing volleys. And the hope is that if you have an average company of 40 troops firing on the enemy, 35 of your muskets will actually go off when the order is given. And out of those 35 musket balls flying towards the enemy, if you hit 2 of the enemy, you're very lucky. One of the biggest dangers for the Americans is the British bayonet charge. The troops on the right center are now approaching with their bayonets. The danger for the attacking troops with bayonets is that they're too far out and the Americans will have a chance to fire on them. However, if they can get close enough that it's impossible for the Americans to reload, it's very dangerous. It might be very rare to get hit by a musket ball, but when confronted by a bayonet, you have a 1 in 2 chance of getting hurt. Now, the 11th Massachusetts is climbing the hill. The British do not have time to reload, so they are starting to fall back. They're getting pushed. And now entering the field on your left, the Green Mountain Boys. Colonel Warner's troops are coming in. Again, they'd had a hard march to get here. They're coming in to support the efforts of the troops on the other side of the field. At this point, the British force on the top of the hill is in danger of being flanked. If they get cut off from the sides, they are very vulnerable to fire. It's only their discipline and their loyalty to their officers and regiments that are allowing them to stand fast. To prevent the flanking maneuver, troops are being sent to the far right of the British line, to your left, as we face them.
See how the Vermonters are fighting? It's in
At
half
this
division
point
out.
in the battle,
Shoot, the other half's
the
ready to shoot.
American
So they
line
swap.
described a shallow arc of
going.
about 800
Instead of
yards from your
everybody
left to
shooting
your
at the
right.
same time.
There are about 1,200 Americans present. Colonel Francis's regiment, the 11th, is considered one of the best disciplined and best led in the Northern Army. The 2nd New Hampshire has been divided up. Now more British troops have appeared to the left, and they are pressing their advantage.